fund, their lead tech analyst, Beth Kindig. And Beth, so, this article I'm referring to, it's also the same article said that talked about your prescient call on NVIDIA August 2021. And we talk about like everyone hated it. You took a lot of heat whenever it took a hit. And in some ways, even though maybe not that same level of doubt, it feels like we're getting to sort of where people have lost any faith that this could be the company that it used to be. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on so many years ago, Charles. And your show is absolutely amazing for covering AI before consensus kicked in. Now, when it comes to this evening, I do expect NVIDIA to clear the high bar being set for this company. And it's for two reasons. One, once GPU generations are in motion, they tend to stay in motion. We know Blackwell Ultra is all systems go. It is shipping in volume, which means this quarter, very likely to come in at or above expectations. Secondly, Charles, we are actually trading around April lows when it comes to sales ratio and earnings ratio. When you have a GPU generation in motion and this low of a valuation for NVIDIA, it's a recipe for success tonight.
So the street's looking for $65.9 billion. That would be up 67%. Earnings of $1.50. That would be up 70%. Within the individual segments, data centers up, let's call it 70%, gaming up 57.7%. It's a small number, but there's a number I want to zero in on also. Automotive, again, a small number, 643%, 643 million. But some of these other areas, because once I think we talked and you said at some point automotive is going to be big for them. Is there a segment tonight that might surprise the street?
I continue to see it being data center only because that Blackwell Ultra is fully shipping in volume. But going back to my point that your show is amazing for talking about things before consensus kicks in, to double click on automotive is a great point to make because Jensen Huang himself has said automotive segment will rival data center segment one day. That's an explosive comment, maybe the most important he's ever made.
Semiconductors crushing it, maybe some of it's at the expense of software. Whatever it is, it's doing well. So I think it was a couple of days ago, I read that CPUs are the new AI bottleneck. So power's been a bottleneck, memory and storage has been a bottleneck. Give us a lay of the land because we sort of written off a thought. I thought we were past that CPU stage. And to back this up, AMD cut this major deal with Meta this week as well.
Yeah, you're making a great point. We have not spoken about sold out CPUs from AMD and Intel for a very long time. GPUs have stolen the show. When it comes to GPUs, they do a lot of the heavy lifting. And with agentic workflows, which is really what the forward-looking story is, GPUs will continue to do the inference. However, what's going on between that inference call, CPUs will handle all of the orchestration. That means for investors, I want to make it simple for investors, that CPUs account for 50% to 90% of the latency. That's a problem, which means CPU attach rates will have to go up. The CPU to GPU ratio will have to go up. We're already seeing evidence of that. That kind of gives you a full picture as to why the sold out CPU story is front and center.
And I want to talk about power. I played a clip earlier in the show. President Trump saying, hey, these hyperscalers, they have to find a way to power all of this stuff. We know some of the nuclear stuff, like the small modular reactor stuff, not ready necessarily for prime time. You hipped us to Boom BE, which has done extraordinarily. It's just been an amazing stock. But is there anything else out there? Is there anything else that looks intriguing? In other words, to sort of fill that power gap, that power need?
Yeah, you and I, we've talked about Bloom Energy, which really is a stopgap solution ranging between 1 to 3 gigawatts. A company that is on my radar is GE Vernova, because when you look at the gigawatts in this company's backlog last year, it was 50 gigawatts. Now they're saying they will be under contract for 100 gigawatts. Therefore, they are a true solution to this massive energy problem, and they are certainly on my radar for that scale, that sheer scale.
Beth, before I let you go, the hyperscaler financing now is considered the #1 risk among credit investors. Obviously, we've been hearing AI hype. People talk about this sort of incestuous type of funding or whatever. You're just what degree of risk do you assign to this, the sort of credit part of the AI story?
Yeah, I guess when I look at hyperscaler balance sheets, they're definitely not fragile. I mean, these are some of the biggest cash generators in the world. Therefore, I don't think this is a leverage issue. I think it's a return on capital story. And now to tie it one more step further, that means it's really a cycle timing issue, which is what part of the cycle will we be in when it finally monetizes for that return on capital? And I will tell you, Charles, we're probably closer than the market realizes. This is coming really in the second half of this year. And that's because some of these systems that NVIDIA and AMD are working so hard at to release will really open up that inference market. So I see it as a timing question, and that timing question is getting answered pretty soon.
All right.